Harper Audio presents Blood Red, Mundy's Landing, Book 1, by Wendy Corsi Staub, performed by Allyson Ryan. Prologue. March 22nd, 2015, Erie, Pennsylvania. She isn't the first redhead to cross Casey's path on this blustery Sunday evening. She's not even the best fit. Earlier, there was a woman in the frozen foods aisle who had exactly the right look. Her hair was, if not naturally red, then at least dyed the appropriate cinnamon shade. It was pulled into a ponytail, but if the elastic band were to be yanked away, it would undoubtedly fall in waves to the middle of her back. Casey's fingers clenched the metal handbars of the crutches, itching to sink into that hair and pull hard so that her head jerked back and her neck arched, the creamy skin of her throat begging to be sliced open by a freshly honed blade. Her eyes were probably green, though she wasn't standing close enough to be sure. Even if the pupils weren't the distinct and exquisite blend of sage and olive that have always reminded Casey of military camouflage, the rest of her was dead on. She was petite, but not too skinny, fair-skinned at first glance. If it were summer, the faint scatter of freckles across the bridge of her nose and her cheekbones would be plainly visible, but in winter, you'd have to look hard to see them. Yes, that first woman would have been perfect. But she had a baby strapped across her chest in a sling, and a toddler on board her shopping cart heaped high with boxes of diapers and cereal and cartons of milk and juice. "Sierra, stop that," she said patiently, as the child in the cart threw a sippy cup onto the floor, yet again, laughing gleefully each time the woman stooped to pick it up. Casey sensed her glancing over as if hoping to exchange a kids do the darndest things eye roll. "Sorry, sweetheart, you're not gonna get that from me." Casey swung the crutches into motion and hobbled around the corner, leaving her behind. Clearly, she had her hands full already. A little later, in the hardware section, there was another redhead. She was wandering up and down the aisles in search of something. "Excuse me," she said to Casey the second time they passed each other. "Have you seen rock salt anywhere?" "No, I haven't." "I bet they're sold out, too. Every store is because of the ice storm, but someone told me they had it here. Oh well, thanks." "No problem." Casey watched her wander away. She had almost the right build, albeit a little too padded, but her coloring was off. A true ginger, she had wiry shoulder-length hair and a ruddy, speckled complexion. Casey decided to keep her in mind and move on. If no one better came along, she would do in a pinch. Someone better has come along. This new woman is in the pharmacy department, dropping off a prescription. Feigning interest in an ace bandage display, Casey watches her approach the counter. She's alone, and she does have dark red hair, though that's where the resemblance stops. She's tall, curvy, and olive-skinned with Mediterranean features. But there's something about her, something about the way she walks, about the facial expression that radiates goodness. But you're not good, are you? And nobody knows that but you and me. An old man with a walker is heading in the same direction. Many people would have skirted around him, but the redhead takes her time, allowing him to get to the counter first. She waits patiently while he searches his pockets for his prescription bottles, at least half a dozen of them. Seeing this, Casey nods with satisfaction.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?